Okay, let's talk about these menus of UV layout. We begin from view. If you click on here, you can open it. And for example, place it here. You can right click and show icon size medium to make it bigger to better see that. Okay, first thing first, this is view menu. Okay, don't forget fit to a screen. For example, you are here and it fit to a screen your view. Frame selected, for example, we select this, it's frame this selection to you. Or frame selected UV island. UV element or UV island. For example, this UV element or UV island that is inside that. Zoom 100%, or you can set the zoom from here. Magnifier means if you click and drag, magnify it with and click and drag, you can zoom in and out. You can set the viewport exposure, gamma, black and white code if you want. You can show tile. You can see we have more tile of the UV, tile U and tile V. You can make it tile if you want. Show UV display. You can completely showing all of UV or not. Show pins if you have created some pins here, for example. Add the pins. You can show them or not. It's a bit black. Or you can clear our pins. Boom. You can show you UV boundary, UV no boundaries. Don't show, or UV seams. It's selected to show the seams, the part that UV disconnected the UV. You can show them, or no boundary, or just seams. Another interesting thing is UV continuity. It shows you with the color. It's very useful when you want to connect the UVs together. For example, it tells you, for example, this color is connected to this color. You can see that. Nice. Exactly. This is because of this seam here. Nice. Or you can see the seams or UV continuity. So it's very interesting. With the color code, you can understand which part of the island are connected to which part. For example, I think these colors, yeah, you can see there are seams from here. So UV continuity. It seems better. Show view mesh. If you don't want to see the mesh, you can turn it on or off. Lines. These lines, you can I think it's nice. If you go to the overlap polygon, it shows you overlapping a polygon like this. If you go to the, you can see the overlapping tells you overlap. Another thing is a field polygon. It's showing you the part that are stretched or the part that are squashed. It's very important when you want to create a UV. For example, I select this part of UV that it's back of the head. Go into the texture and UV map. You can see it's mapped there. I move it here and I turn field polygon actually is for showing sorry, it's for distortion. Its field polygon is for showing the flipped normals of the UVs. For example, our polygon. For example, sorry for that. For example, in this here we have a polygon that are the normal are flipped, and it shows you the problem here is flipped. Or you can accidentally come here and in the settings. Where was that? In the settings, you can flip normals. of the UV, flip sequence or anything that you want. You can see it tells you, okay, it's a problem here. The gray means everything is okay, but the blue means it has a problem. Okay, you can see it's blue, it means it has a problem. And so you have to come here and select the polygon that are flipped, and go to the mesh menu and correct the normals. It tells you the problem of the normal. Okay, you can see these parts are, but it's a field polygon. Multicolor, it's very interesting if you want to see your island of UV in a different color. You can see that. Distortion, distortion is very important. If you, for example, come here, you can see we have a small island here. Is completely red. Red means it's compressed. Its UV is compressed and make it hot and red. And if the UV is compressed, we have a bigger texture here, but less quality. If you go to the UV map, you can see it's H7. H7 here is completely big because these UVs of these polygons are maintain their coordination, and the UV polygon, because I told you before, if you scale move polygon, it does not affect the main polygon here, but we compress this UV and it just contains a small part of the texture, and it means it has a distortion. Red means a big texture in a real object, and you have to correct it. For correcting that, you can relax it, or you can double click and make it a bigger and bigger. You can see if you make it bigger, it's occupied more texture and it's turned to gray. And it means everything is correct. And it's this situation, it's turned to blue. Blue means stretched, and we have very tiny texture in, for example, in this part. It's vice versa also. So you can relax them, or for example, you cut this part and make it correct. Or for example, let's make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You can see if you make it bigger, it's turned to blue, means another thing, something went wrong. So you can see we have better quality of texture, but it turns blue. You have to pack it automatically, UV automatically, and you can see it's nice. But we have a problem here. We have a problem here that you have to disconnect it. These are ears, and we have compressed. You can see we have compressed here. You have to cut UV from here and open it again to make sure. So distortion is very important to see which part of the UV has a problem. So if it's red, make it UV bigger. If it's a blue, make UV smaller to make it a gray. So distortion is very important. Configure and configure all. If you come here in a display settings, you can see UV display if you want. You can show the pins again. You can UV mesh if you want to see no boundary continuity. Again, all of these settings are here. It's configure all UV editor that are open, or just configure the UV, this UV here. You can make it line, overlap, fill, distortion again. In a filter, you can see HUDs, these access, editor access. If you want, you can turn it on or off. UV highlight. If you want to show the grids, you can show them. You can subdivision in view, U and V, and show subgrid. If you zoom in, you can see this in a subgrid. So this is all about configure and configure all. In the back, you can see if you want to see the UV map, if you want to, and from here you can change the opacity of that. You can see for changing opacity, it's exactly texture here. You can see the empty canvas or GIF that you inserted before. You can load texture or create a new texture from also here. So this is an view menu. Again, you can set empty canvas. Please don't forget to visit our TutorialCells apps channel. In this channel, we are introducing Android application and learn how to use them.